Hello everyone, thank you so much for coming to my little wren in the among the fall leaves watercolor painting. And I designed this bird and I plan to have her combine with the fall background. And I've been gone for I think 3 weeks now because of a very bad cold. And so for this time, like I say, we have this fall background, so we have a lot of color, and all the color that I use, at least as I remember, will be on the description down there. And then a link to the line drawing, not the whole painting, the line drawing to get you started is also going to be in the description from now on. I don't have my blog anymore, and a link to Etsy, because Etsy will always be there. And so it will be more reliable for $1.50. And so you can get the line drawing, and then that will get you started with painting along with me with this wren watercolor, wren little bird. And artists just like wren for some reason. We just do, probably because of the character of its body. We like that. And then what we did is I used this brush, and I use this one. This is the tool. We are not going into detail. The link where you can get this for the fine line, I guess, or you can just go to Oriental Art Supply and get the, can you believe that these two work the same for me, this one and this one. And you can go to Oriental Art Supply and get this one if you wanted to, and that's the zero brush. Okay, and then of course we use this flow brush that I have for 20 years, and also Oriental Art Supply. And this brush that we use do the background, we also on Amazon, but where you can find the happy dot. We didn't use the happy dot much this time, and they actually sell this one. It's called the white cloud, the super white cloud, and it was so big that since we were doing abstract leaves, we don't need to have fine lines, so we use this big one, and then we just like kind of lay in the color. Now today, something I feel I did different is I had this tray of Chinese ink. I have to be very careful because I have already damaged my first video tape, and it's this ink that you can also get it at Amazon. But if you want me to, I'll put the link. But I like to use Chinese ink or Indian ink to combine with my watercolor because it's very fun and they match out very well. They all seems to be from the same family. And but if you don't have the ink, you can just use the black watercolor that come in almost every palette. Okay, and so we're very fun. We have a lot of fun with this painting, and yeah, and so just the thing to just remind you is we don't do the blog because it's down, and my son-in-law doesn't have time. So Etsy is more reliable, and you can go get the description is down there, and I will try to put everything in the description as much as I can remember. And we're gonna catch up on some of the, okay, I just see something that I need to fix. This line needs to be a little bit stricter. Oops, there's too much water. And so as we do the watercolor, actually we use a lot of burnt sienna, but we also mix in some quinacridone burnt orange here and there on the bird, and some yellow to make it so it's more festive. I just want the head to be a little more round. So that's what I'm doing right there. Okay, and so I better sign it. Where should I sign it? Just probably right here. And I'm very grateful that you guys will come, and I hope you keep on practicing. Like, the speed that I do this was quite fast because I needed to get it in the time frame, but you guys can always, like I say, pause it, do whatever it takes for you to make sure that you can have the time that you need, and there's no need to hurry. Hurry does not, I think, in watercolor get you further. It's just to be careful and just think about the shape and the form will actually be more beneficial. And so think along that line. So hurrying is not needed. Don't need to be fast. The only person that needs to hurry is me because of the the gigabyte and whatever that it requires of me. And then we had a lot of fun doing the branches. We're gonna let you guys do it, so the branches won't be in the line drawing, but it will be, you can just follow me And you can also use your own creativity and, you know, make this forest fall scene come to life with our little wren. And so our little bird. And so I will stop talking right now and let's get going with this painting. Thank you. Okay, we will get started. This is actually take 2. Let me show you what happened to the first one. You see that big black splotch? That was on my first filming, and that was sad. But first thing, let's get an eraser and just erase these marks here, because my husband said, you know, I always can tell when you are, you know, focusing on something or struggling with something that your pencil mark is very, very pushed down, it looks like, you know. And so I'm, you know, ever since I said that, I become conscious, and so I would like to erase some of the pencil marks so it, you know, the watercolor sometimes, because of its translucency, right? And so we will make it so that it's not as pushed down, like he said. So what I wanted to show you is, because you guys, we are getting our line drawing, right? The line drawing now is on Etsy, so it's always going to be there. And so with the little bit of extra money, I actually get myself some ink. This ink, I don't know if you want to get some Chinese ink, because I like using Chinese ink with watercolor. That's my, now I put this here because I don't want it to spill again. And so I transfer it to a little dish. Now I'm not going to show you how I dip the color. You know, it's just with the brush, right? If this is a brush, I just kind of dip it. That's all. So, but I was trying to show you guys, and that's what happened. It just kind of dropped. Okay, let's get started with this. Okay, now one thing that I really wanted to re-say is, like, you know, this is the feather that's going down of the bird feather, and so be sure that you guys pay attention to the shape that I have some micron over here so that I won't mess up, okay, to the shape of the beak of the bird, okay, and so that it doesn't go out this way, then the perspective will be a little bit wrong. I just like kind of want to say that so that we will all pay attention when you get to that point, so that you won't, you know, when I first try it, the first practice I actually make that mistake, so it didn't look right. So now I actually put some micron over there so that I would be able to make sure I don't make that mistake again, so it will stay put. Okay, so let's get the flow brush, the Chinese flow brush from Oriental Art Supply. And so my blog is under construction. I don't know when it will be back again, but I think that from now on we're dapping this clean, okay? And then the color that we're gonna get is burnt sienna. So we take our brush, our clean brush, and go pick up some burnt sienna. And then we're gonna start over here. I don't like the line over here either. And so I want it to be closer to the eye, okay? Closer to the eye is important to me. So I will erase that and do that over again. Okay, so we're loaded with burnt sienna right here, okay? We're gonna leave this part white. And I will bring it all the way down to here, about right there, okay? Right there, and then it is not enough burnt sienna, and so I'm going to go bring some more and go get some more on the tip of the brush and enhance it a little bit. The reason why I do that, I will show you right out, is because we're gonna do this area right here, okay? And so about over this area is the, you know, we'll soften this line in a minute. Now the reason why we want more is because we are going to go in about right now and go in and clean the brush, okay? I'm going to clang on the bowl so you know that I'm cleaning the brush. Dry the brush, no pigment, and pull this color out, or what we call soften the line. We soften the line and pull the color out because, as you know, if you have been painting with me for a while, you know that I always like to leave the cap of a bird, a little bit of a white area because of the sun shining. And when we do things like that, we make that very pretty. Now I get some more pigment. While this is still wet, I'm going to intensify this a little bit. Okay, just kind of come in and intensify the pigment just a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing, clean the brush again, dry it out. I have a paper napkin right here. and then soften this line or pull the pigment out, okay, and just leave this area kind of, you know, like it's a sun-kissed area, okay, so it's kind of like you know, the sun coming down, so you almost cannot see the color. That is the best way I can explain it. Okay, and add a little bit more pigment right there, okay, and we don't want to mess with it too much. And now I'm gonna take a clean brush again and just soften this area, okay, pull that color out and soften that, okay, and then I told you I'm gonna soften this, and so I will do that, just soften that area just a little bit so the line is not so sharp, okay. And now with that done, we can let's go on to the tail feather, okay, the tail feather. Now, clean brush. We're going into the burnt sienna again. You know, it was quite intense of a burnt sienna, and then we're gonna make about five feather. Okay. Okay. Now, if you see me leave some white, that's intention for highlight. Okay. Okay. Let's make sure that this is like, yeah, I don't cross that area. Okay. Another more intense color, okay, because I want one to come out right here, and I butt the color right next to each other because my intention is to use ink to separate the feather, like create a shadow kind of to separate the feather instead of using white, you know, instead of leaving a white area to do that, because that's the way I learn it, that's the way I think that it is best. So I always reserve the white. Instead of separating area, I reserve the white to for highlight, okay? Okay, and then there's one right here. Okay. Yeah, so the reason for why you haven't seen me is the same thing. I got sick again. And I got sick because of my good son-in-law. I love him. I don't mind. I mean, I'm not really upset. He came for Salt Lake City for a conference, and while he was there, he gotten sick from someone, and then because my daughter was getting her wisdom teeth out, so when I saw him, I saw he was wearing a mask. I say, "Oh, Nathaniel, why are you doing that?" And he say, "Because I think I'm sick." So here's the feather, and now we're not going to do the shadow. We'll just let it dry, take your time and dry, okay? And so I trust that this area is dry, so I'm going to do this big area right there. And in order to, you know, that area is so small, I'm going to use a smaller brush. And this is the very, very fine tip also. And I will tell you, okay, I go and get burnt sienna again, a clean brush, okay? This is the one that we got. I'm not going to spend time to talk about it because we have other fun things to talk about. And so this is the one that I got from Amazon, from that Chinese company, right? And the one that never answered me, but I like the brush, and they're the only one that I find this brush. Okay, so I'm kind of feathering it, right? And then now I clean the brush, dry it, and then I pull this color out, okay? And then it can merge with the head color. That's fine. And then we'll come back and intensify that if it gets too diluted. We'll pull this color out. And you can tell my voice is still sound awful, but you know, like last winter, I know that you guys that follow me, you know, and ping along with me, some of you will say, "Oh, Kathy, I haven't seen you." You know, if you haven't seen me, I probably don't have to tell you. I got a cold again, and you know, it's just become, you know, getting old, and I hope I'm not getting diabetes. And now for this area, I'm going to put a little bit of indigo. Now I will show you with my green mix, okay? And then I'll dip that in the indigo color, and that's how I pick up the paint. And then I'm going to put a little color on the beak. It really is not necessary, but I think that it helps when it's there. It introduces a little bit of blue color, and I really like that. So that's what happened to me. I haven't been around because, you know, when I get sick, every single time I lose my voice. Every single time. And so I'm just I'm just pulling the color out, okay? Now, while I was looking at it, it bugs me a little bit. And so I'm going to use a micron and just get the eye a little bit darker, okay? The reason why I do that, I use the micron, and actually you can see that I have some micron right here, right? And I'll explain to you why I do that. And it's because I want it to stay put. And so use the same same brush, and clean it, and then dry it, and then get ourselves a burnt sienna again, okay? And we're gonna work on this area now, because we're gonna leave some white, right? Now this is not this tried, it doesn't pick up as much pigment. I'm not very happy with it, but we'll go with it, okay? Whatever fine line brush you have, you know, if you have the zero brush, that's good too. Now I clean it and pull this color out. This is the wolf brush. Let's give him the name Wolf. So wolf brush, we'll call him wolf brush, and we'll just kind of do this kind of shape, okay? Now, this is the other one that come with it, the two that charges $6.99, very reasonable price, right? I'm gonna get some more burn. Now this burnt sienna, this is of the two brush, this is the better one. You know, so you can see that there is more pigment. It can pick up a little bit more pigment. Okay, so this just kind of this, you know, shape. Sometimes the shape is just hard to describe. We cannot give a name for every shape that we, you know, encounter, right? So there is a shape right there. Okay, now this area is a little bit wet, and so we will work on the tail feather, okay? Let's go to the tail feather. We can go back to the float brush from Oriental Art Supply. Now, because I don't have my blog up, so some of these products, it will take me a while before I can get them all. Yeah, so you see this wiggly shape that I put there? Yeah, all these shapes and the whole thing, you will, you know, you will see it when you purchase that $1.50. And just that's how much we want to work on it, and then clean the brush, okay? Dab it dry, and then we pull this color out so it look feathery. It look like the down feather of the bird, okay? Just like that. And then we need to do that in that area, but I choose at this minute to just not do it yet. And then if this whole area is wet, you can actually go get some sepia, a very light wash, and just dab it, you know, and it will disperse and it make it look more down feather-like. It's kind of fun. Watercolor is kind of fun that way. And so while we have the brush, we're going to do this little odd shape right here. We're going to go get some sepia color and make this the same kind of feather. You know, it's a little bit softer. It's not harsh. Okay, so we're going to come in here. And then you can see that I'm just wiggling myself and put a shape right there. And then I'm happy, you know, with the way it is. So I clean the brush again and dab it dry and soften the line. What I'm working on is the character of the bird, the head of the bird, okay? And what I see in my research picture, okay? Now that when this area I think is very dry, we're gonna go in with burnt umber color. Burnt umber now, this is not burnt sienna, with a little bit of black. And then we're gonna flick this over here. And what that does is it make this shape more round, okay? Yeah, you can see that it's more round, right? And then we're gonna do that. Oh, I realized I forgot to close the door to my studio, and I can hear all the sound that's coming from downstairs. And so we're gonna do the same thing over here. Okay, so it make the eye go in a little bit and make the head look like a dome shape. And this is what we do as artists to make our things look dimensional, okay? And then that is very happy. I'm very happy with that, okay? And then I probably want a little bit more burnt umber there. While we're here, we will just go get a little bit of burnt umber and just put it right there, okay? So just to intensify that color a little bit, okay? And so it's a richer kind of burnt umber now. Let's say it that way, okay? And then when this is dry again, I'm gonna come in with quinacridone burnt orange. With quinacridone burnt orange and sorry, I just went and closed the door. And so my husband is in the house, so I don't want him to, you know, be making noise. He probably have forgotten that I'm filming. And I'm going to pick up some Payne's Gray and also, you know, do this with the beak, okay? Just strengthen it a little bit. Okay, that looks very good. Now, it's dry enough for me, so I'm going to come and get a flow brush and put some quinacridone burnt orange color, because it, you know, even with flowers and bird and whatever, I like to make the color more rich. And since there's orange and red in the quinacridone color, it makes the bird actually look very much alive and bright. And that's the thing with the watercolor. I like to do that. But in real life, I bet the burnt orange is, I bet the wren, this wren is just the burnt umber. But if you have some orange or some red color, you can just do the same thing and it just look very pretty. Because I forgot about it. Okay, now I forgot about it in my practice. So now we're gonna do this dome shape, okay? The dome cover of the feather. And so the clean brush, the flow brush, is still a little hard for me to, you know, talk and explain. But man, it's been 2 weeks, right? And so I'm not going to not film. And so now while I'm well, I should just take advantage of my wellness and just film as many as I can, because I realize that this could be a problem for me if I continue to, you know, get sick so easily, catch every single bug that there is out there. And so you know what I'm doing now? I'm keeping the burnt sienna color, okay? And then we come all the way over here and not having to touch this area of the bird. And then I'm gonna continue to pick up some more pigment of the burnt sienna. This is quite strong pigment, okay, just so that you guys know that. And what I'm gonna do at this point, I think, oh, the pigment is enough. It's enough. So what I'm gonna do is I'm cleaning the brush and dry it. I'm a little flustered because of that accident of having to redo this again. And I'm gonna pull the color out. And it's doing the same thing. I'm gonna make it look more like a cup shape, and I'm gonna intensify this dark area in a minute, okay? And so that it look like the sun is coming down here and it hit this part. And when we use the sun and the shadow, the light and the shadow, then we can make things dimensional, okay? So it's not a flat oval shape, it's actually an egg, okay? And then I just like kind of come in here and do that, okay? And clean it up, you know, so there's no pigment over there, okay? And then let's keep going. Okay, while we're waiting for this area to dry, let's take the pointed brush or your zero brush if you have it, anything that's very sharp, and we're gonna go in and I'm gonna dip in. I'm not gonna show you because that's when the accident happened. I'm gonna dip in that Chinese ink, okay? And then I come in here and kind of separate the feather. And when you do that, then you can just use the color instead of using white to separate, which is not my preferred way. You know, put some shadow in these wings. A little bit over here. Okay. And then we're gonna come back with the acrylic white color, which I have it prepared right here. The acrylic color. Then you guys can, you know, just any white acrylic that is very strong. Then you guys can just use that, okay? And so we separate the tail feather, okay, and put a little separation over there, okay. And we're gonna just leave that. Reason why I wanted to use ink, I always wanted to mix watercolor with ink, but because I think ink is prettier than just the black watercolor, and so that's why I just bought that, and I said, let's just start doing that. And back to the flow brush, okay, a clean flow brush. Now we're gonna pick up the yellow ochre. The yellow ochre, and we come to the belly, okay? Come to the belly of the wren, and this wren is gonna be a she because that's how I felt that she's a she. And then we're gonna just put some color right here, okay, on her belly, on the belly. You can just actually use burnt umber, but I think this gives the painting a little more variety, and it just kind of brighten it up a little bit, the bird up, okay? And then I'm just dropping some extra pigment on that area. And then I'm going to use a clean brush. You know, I wash it in the bowl of water that you have, and then dab it dry, and then soften these edges. Okay, soften these edges a little bit, and I'm going to put a little over this area too, yellow ochre, or any kind of little darker yellow that you have. And then put it here. And so, yeah, what I was telling you is I'm going to try to use some of the stuff that my mom used to make me when we were young. And it's the honeysuckle plus chrysanthemum, and you make a potion. And we call it tea, but it's like really a potion, because I started that last night just to strengthen myself. I read this book with my friend that is in my area. Now, this area, I want to do blue, okay? I want to do like a grayish blue to accentuate the shadow. So what we're gonna go in is a clean brush, pick up some Payne's gray, and then dab a little bit of indigo. Okay, I think I have too much indigo. Let's get a little more Payne's gray, and right here we're gonna, you know, we're just gonna lay down the color right there. Okay, and you can go even into the yellow area, and then yeah, let's lay it down a little bit thicker in the area that we're going to cover. And don't worry, we're not going to leave it like that. We're going to clean the brush and soften it, okay? Or pull the color out. Actually, you can do that. Okay, and I'm very, very liking the shape that is forming. Okay, and I'm just going to let that. So what this does is, this is the shadow. And as you have shadow, and then you have color, you have light and shadow, then it will become like an egg form, okay? And let's work on this area now, okay? And put some burn, clean up the brush first, and put some burn sienna on this area, okay? So we just kind of divided the body of the bird into segments. That's what we're doing. And you can see that, like I always said, I put the color right up to the previous area, okay? And if we want to separate it, we'll do it. I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, now as of right now, where is my eraser? I do have my eraser over here. Do I? Didn't we just, it went to the ground. Okay, I want this area to be a little bit stricter. Okay, so when I give you guys the drawing, then it will be a strict, because it's a feather. I don't want it to be it's the feather. I don't want it to be curved, because naturally it wouldn't happen that way. Okay, and then we're gonna get some burnt sienna again, and then we're gonna let's do this area. Yeah, let's do this whole area. How's that? Okay, let's do some V shape, you know, kind of like feather shape. Yeah, that looks pretty. Now the whites, I'm, you know, like when you see me having whites there, it is for a highlight, okay? Okay, now let's intensify the burnt sienna a little bit. Intensify that a little bit, okay? And then we'll go into this upper half of the feather, right there. Okay, it looks like I need more burnt sienna, okay? Because, you know, as we know, a bird is not, you know, as much as we think that birdies are very soft animal, but they are not. Their feathers are very tough. Part of it, not this area, but, you know, because then they're very strong, actually strong feather. You know, instead of the word tough, I guess I should use the word strong. And so that's what we wanted to, you know, portray that in our painting, okay? We want the feather to be strong feather. And so I'm going to, yeah, let's do it this way, okay? I'm going to put a little bit more of that strong, feathery color over here, okay? I straighten that. And then we're going to leave this area for a shadow and a darker feather. And I'll show you that in a minute, okay? And because I'm looking at what I'm looking at, you know, you see I'm making decision. It's kind of funny. What I'm looking at is I'm actually looking at my practice painting. When I finish my practice, I like it, then I will use it for my reference. Now, with the flow brush, we're gonna go to the sepia color and make this, that's the extension of this down feather, okay? Right there, so a little bit of sepia. And then we clean the brush, dry it, and then we will come in here and soften that color, okay? And then while that is still wet, we'll do the same thing as what we did here. We'll drop a little drop of dots here and let it disperse. Let it disperse, okay? So that look more like a down feather. Okay, let's make sure that this is, yeah, so you don't see the pencil mark, okay? And then we'll extend that a little bit. It depends on what happened to us when we work on that area. But this is wet, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little strokes of, you know, the direction of the feather of the cat area, okay? And I'm going to use a sepia color for that. Just that little few stroke right here. And it looked like it's sharp line, right? And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in and soften that line a little bit. It's still sharp, and then we're gonna clean the brush, dry it, and then we're gonna come in and just scrub it a little bit, just very gently, lightly on the picture, on the paper, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on this area since it's dry and leave that alone a little bit. And we're gonna go into the sepia ink, and then we're gonna do little, there's a natural V shape right there, right? So we'll take advantage of that. And then we're gonna just do a little bit of feathery thing, and that's how we separate this area from that area. See? And then you know, so just a few strokes you can do that. And then we still want to come in and soften that area a little bit. Yeah, so I make some honeysuckle tea that my mom used to make. Now I'm going to use some of the black ink, okay? And go right over here because this is the dark area. Okay, it's casting shadow, so we can use a little bit of the dark ink. Or black watercolor if you want, if you have them, okay? And then while we're at it, we use the same brush, go to quinacridone burnt orange, and then at this higher, this lighter area, we're gonna put that there and lighten the bird up. Isn't that nice? I think that's very pretty. Okay, just a little bit over there. Okay, now we're going to before we go there, go do that, I wanted to do a little bit of a wing that is very, very dark. Okay, so let's just use the ink, or you know, with this sharp fine line brush, or you use a black watercolor, and then we're gonna come down here and almost paint a feather that is very, very dark because it is, you know, underneath all the other feather. Okay. And then we're gonna, leave a little bit highlight. How's that? Right there. When that is done, yeah, a little bit of a highlight. Okay, 1, 2, 3, right there. When that is done, we're gonna actually use the acrylic ink to actually further enhance that area. Okay, and that is the one, and just kind of straighten this area and make it a little bit more pleasing. Okay. And then soften this area. With the ink, you can use it almost like a watercolor. And soften this area, okay? And that's what we wanted to do for now, okay? And then we're gonna leave that alone because as of right now, that area is very sensitive, okay? And then we're gonna go into some burnt umber. And then just separate these, because these feathers are hard. They're hard, you know, hard feather, so that they can take off, right? And we're gonna use burnt umber too, because they're not soft and feathery. And then we're gonna just do that a little bit, okay? Just a little bit over there, so that there's a little bit of separation. And then soften that area a little bit. Okay, and then we're gonna work on this area with the ink. And now it's the characteristic of a wren, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in and use the ink and almost ping the feather out, okay? And that's this one right there. Okay, separate that. Okay, so we have like a couple of them right there, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the characteristics of a wren, which is they have this little segment. It's really quite pretty. And you know, and you can just look at a bird from afar, and when you see that, and you know that that's a wren, right? I like that. Artists just love wren for some reason. Okay, like just right there, and that is sufficient. Okay, it's because it's an indication, and we don't want to paint every single. Now I'm just scrubbing the area out and making it a little bit softer. We don't want to paint every single segment because then it will make the bird appear very, very busy, and we don't want to do that. And then we're gonna do the same thing as over here. Okay, and just dip your. I'm not going to show you the dish anymore because I don't want it to, you know, flip, and I have to redo my video. Okay, let's see, it's 30 minutes. Okay, just a second. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing, you know, just dip some for some ink, you know, just on the tip of that brush. And then we're gonna go in and do the same thing for over here. Just here and there, and not a lot. Okay, and then we're gonna just segment it a little bit, just a little bit, okay, even less than there. Because, you know, to our eye, we'll fill out the difference, okay? And so this why I'm such stuck with the little bit concept is because I don't want the bird to look too busy. And I really like the ink, how it's, you know, how it just like really work with the watercolor. And now I'm softening the area a little bit so it's not so harsh. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the float brush, and then I'm going to add a little bit of shadowy blue area. Okay, the same clean brush, pick up some pinks, gray, and a little bit of indigo. And then I'm going to come down here. And that is the indication of the shadow. Okay, now because we have made some correction, okay, after I do this, I'm going to soften this up. Because the feather definitely will cast a shadow right here. I'm going to soften that up, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some more yellow. I'm going to let this dry for a minute first, okay? Well, we can still get some yellow, and what we're going to do is like a good value of the yellow color, and then I'm going to feather this area, okay? So make it look a little bit feather, but not too much. Don't I mean, we do not have to, you know, paint out the suggestion of the feather. Okay, and the body is done. So we're now, before we come in and you know, clean up the yellow part, I'm going to let's put some more quinacridone burnt orange right here. It looks like that it can be happy, you know, pick up some extra bright orange fall color. When we do the background, well, I guess you will see that in the intro, we're going to use a lot of fall color. I'm not ready to let fall go yet. It's not gone in Utah. You know, and that's the problem with getting sick, right? Because when you finally get better, the season have changed. Excuse me? And so I just paused the video and get a drink of my mom's honeysuckle. And it just reminds me of my childhood. I used to hate that, but now I know that it will help me. So I must be good and not complain and just drink it. And it tastes very, very much like childhood. Now we're going to work on the claw or the foot, whatever you call it. You know, I actually talked with my husband. Is there another better term for the leg area? And he said, no, just call it the claw. Because they are very strong. They actually are very strong. So we're going to use the flow brush, and we're going to go in and get some burnt sienna, but we're going to dab a little bit of red in it so it look like a flashy color, okay? Look like a flashy color. And then I want it strong. That's why I put I told you that it need a little bit more red or pink, you know, just to mix with that burnt umber, okay? so it looked like a flashy color. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit more burnt sienna, and do that, okay? So it doesn't look like it's a pink color. The reason why is it needs to stand against the fall foliage that we're gonna paint in a second. And so I want the foot to be, the claw to be a little bit strong. Yeah, but I'm trying to help myself because you know, I read a book, you know, with my neighbor, and that say that, you know, they suspect that is what's wrong. You know, I'm just too damp, the too wet in the inside of my body, and so it needed to, you know, have some herb to strengthen it. Okay, now that's good, and then we'll do the other side. Okay, and the same thing, the burnt sienna. Mixed with a little bit of red, okay, so it looked like flesh color. And I studied the wren, and it looks like that is correct. Now we're gonna lay in the pigment over here, and then we will come and pull it out, okay? I can tell I need a sharper brush, so I'm gonna move to this brush right here, okay, and then pull this color out. And just drinking it one dose, I already felt the difference. You know, it felt a little bit better. I told my husband I think I'm going to die of a cold eventually, because I'm just keep getting them the last year and two. Well, you know, and I don't want to, you know, because I don't know if that's the truth, to blame the vaccine that I took. You know, but it seems like I'm not as strong anymore. It also is because I'm getting old too, you know. So, there you go. And I think that this could use a little bit of the redder color just to be consistent with the other side. Okay, that's a little bit better, okay? And then we're gonna let it dry, and then I'm going to go in here and with my flow brush and strengthen the yellow ochre color, okay? Clean it up and make sure, and then I'm going to, yeah, strengthen this. Because this is the, I like to have it as her base color of the body of the, not the wing part, but the body part of the bird. And I wanted to mention that I am very grateful that you guys are just so good about us changing over to Etsy for the line drawing. I forgot the name of the hurricane that hit Florida, but that was the one that we were having trouble with. And so we're very, very happy now that, because Etsy will always be there, so I don't have to worry that, and you know, and go after my son-in-law. I don't go after him really. Now I'm going to get a little bit more of the black ink with this brush, okay, clean it. And make sure that there's a little bit more shadow. Let's see, where do I want to do it? Like over there. Because he's working really hard, and sometimes when the computer is broken and it is like the block, it is out of the expertise of my daughter, then we have to go to my son-in-law, and he can fix anything. But the problem is he's getting close to publishing paper, right? And so he's he's in getting his PhD, and do that little dots again, okay? Because I think that would be that's very pretty. And with Etsy, it's always going to be there. And he still does not have time to help me with the blog at all. And so we think that, my daughter and I think that it is a very good decision. Now, we're going to do the branch over here, and we are not, because there should be some stroke on here, but we're going to do it very, very last, okay? Or one of the last thing that we're going to do. Now, let's go back to the flow brush. Or we can do if you don't have the flow brush, you know, you can always use the happy dot, okay? But I'm using the flow brush, so we're going to do this branch, and I'm going to just use sepia to start with to do the branch. We don't want the branch to be too focal, okay? Inside the focal point, because the bird is. And the bird and actually the fall background, so we're going to really scrub this out. You see the stroke, I'm like doing like kind of circularly, you know, stroke halfway, and then I'm going to go over there and soften that. Oh, am I? Okay, I'll show you again over there. And then I'm going to soften that a little bit, okay? And so that's the branch. And if I don't remember, you guys go do some shadow over there, okay? If I remember, I'll come back and do that, okay? And then, you know, just like that. That's just to show the texture of the branch, okay? Not a big deal over there, okay? And then we're gonna just, you know, carry the branch over here. Okay, and then I'm going to get some more sepia ink, more intense. That's not intense at all. And come over here and do this. And so I don't have to worry about the Etsy, and you guys are so supportive. You've been ordering it, and it make me happy because I know that, to me, I know that, then that means you guys are painting along with me. And Etsy can provide me, you know, with information, you know, as you guys purchase it. And then it helped me with trying to like get the black Chinese ink and things like that. It helps, but there's not much money left, you know, after $1.50, after Etsy take their share. But that's okay. It still make me happy because then I felt like, you know, you guys are saying hi and saying, hey, we support you in your decision. And, you know, I try to charge it as little as possible so that, you know, I would be able to, I'm not, you know, charging you guys, making it as a burden, right? Okay. And try to soften this. And that's our branch that the little bird is sitting on. And so now let's with the remaining time, let's go to the background. Okay, now did I promise you guys to put anything over here that I have not? The white, we're gonna do the white very last. Okay, now let's now we're going to have fun. We use this big huge brush. Okay, I think I explained to you, this is the super white cloud, where I give you the link to buy the Happy Dot. They actually sell this super white cloud, so I bought it because it's huge, and I know that for doing background, sometimes it's nice. And now we're gonna do fall color. How fun, right? Now there's a yellow, all kinds of yellow, and Pinecone burnt orange, so we're gonna just use let's do this light yellow, okay, to just start. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do okay, let me go get my picture that I use for reference. Make sure I had it set up. Okay, we're gonna do maple leaf. Okay, so we're gonna just draw in the maple leaf shape. Okay, but with my line drawing that you're gonna find on Etsy, I'm gonna have a few of the shape there so you guys can follow, you know, use that. Okay, now it's very wet. We're just gonna leave that very wet, and then so you know that. As for me, I'm not I don't have any line drawing for me to follow, but it's okay because I draw almost all of my life, and so I can actually do odd shape that look kind of like for a maple leaf. The best that I can. You can tell me if you think that my maple leaf look like maple leaf that's on a tree that's the leaves that are dying. Okay, so isn't that fun? So that's a kind of watery color. But before we go on, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the Pinecone burnt orange, and we're gonna pick up some color. Okay, and then we're gonna drop that onto the leaf while it's wet, and just let it mix color on there as much as it can, and be happy. Okay, and so as of this fall leaf, and we're gonna drop that right there, and let's not get you guys out of the range. And you know, I can't let fall go, right? I'm going to, and then before we leave, and then those three leaves, can you see how bright that is? We're gonna take some sap green, okay, with that huge brush that I just showed you. Sorry, I have to cough, you know, because it's been 2 weeks, you know, and so you can see my recovery rate is not very good. Okay, do you see that I dropped some green in there? So isn't that fun? You know, so what I would encourage you is like try to do some abstract shape, okay, here and there. Let's do a leaf right here, okay, and then we do the same thing. Okay, we're gonna pick up that very yellow color, and just an abstract kind of a fall leaf, okay, and I will, like I say, I will draw that out for you. When you get your outline, the line drawing, you will see that in there. And for that one, let's just put green. Let's not put Pinecone burnt orange, okay? Put some green in there, so it's like a green, and it's a green leaf that's barely turning orange. Isn't that nice? And so let's do one with the base of quinacridone burnt orange, okay? We're having fun now, okay? This is like, you know, you don't worry too much about the shape. Just do whatever you think is fun. Okay, just you can just like do a shape that doesn't make sense, okay? With some pointed area and a stamp going up that way. Oh, sorry, I that was out. Okay, let me demonstrate another one. How about right here? Okay, just you know, an abstract shape that has some pointed area because you know the leaf are like that. Okay, just kind of abstract. Just kind of abstract. And then we have that one. So that's actually quite enough. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start over here, okay? And just lay down some color. Okay, just lay down some color. And if it go into this leaf, we're not going to worry, okay? And then we're going to wet this and just barely dry it. So, and then pull this color out. So the, you know, the painting is like, you know, we're going to fall, right? I mean, we're, well, almost done with fall. Let's say that I'm in denial. I don't want that to happen. And then we're gonna, let's get some green. No, yellow, sorry. Okay, you see that? You know, so that's like, you know, you don't even need to, just a few of them, a few of the leaves, and that will, you know, people will believe that you are actually at fall color, okay? Now we're gonna actually use some indigo, because we don't want everything to be so yellow, and put some prylene green with it, okay? And then we're gonna, on these edges, you know, we're gonna, because there should be still atmosphere or forest, woodsy kind of color, and then we want that to happen in the background too. Okay, and then pull the color out. You know, dry the brush, you know, and then pull that color out. Okay, and then we'll keep going, okay? And then we'll start dropping yellow again. And while we drop yellow, we also drop quinacridone. You know, drop, I mean, you know, go pick up some payne, quinacridone burnt orange. And then that's what we're going to do when we work the background, okay? Now, underneath the bird, I kind of want some just prylene green, okay? Yeah, I really miss you guys, and I just really want to get well and get better, you know, so, but I do believe that I will. I really have faith that I will, you know, that I'm not going to be, you know, sick every other week, you know, or the whole winter long. You know, I'm eating carefully. I don't eat sweets, you know, candies and such. I just don't do that kind of thing. Okay, is that fun? Okay, and then we can let that two color mix, and then kind of, there's no pigment on this brush now, okay? And pull the color out. And we can just kind of touch the, you know, touch that leaf, and hopefully it won't lose its shape. But if it does, then oh well, too bad for us, right? We'll do it again. Yeah, so my plan is, one of my plan is just that I'm going to make as many videos as I can while I'm well. And so I won't be tricked or stopped by my, you know, unexpected, you know, getting a cold or sinus infection and things like that. But I really think that the herbs that my mom used to use, you know, when we were young will help me. And she used to say, these things are so good for you. So when we were in Hong Kong, she can, now I'm picking up some quinacridone burnt orange, okay, and just drop it in. And so what this does is just a suggestion of leaves and flower not flower, leaves everywhere. Fall leaves everywhere. Okay, and do that. You can go into a little bit of the bird too. If it does that, don't worry, okay? Yeah, look at how, you know, then we have fall. And this is, you know, how I enjoy my fall festivity, you know, in my painting, you know. And so that's why I say that, that's why I said that the lake needs to be a little bit strong, because if not, with all these fall color behind it, it will be lost. And we don't want it lost, okay? And so I'm picking up some of the green color, and then I'm going to come over here and put it over there. Just use the background to kind of bring out the shape or accentuate the shape of the bird, okay? And a clean brush, pull those color out. And if the quinacridone burnt orange want to lose some of its shape and come out and join the party, we say, welcome. Have fun with us, join the party. And then now what I do is like I kind of go in and assess the color, and say, oh, it needs some more green here and it needs some more orange here. And then I will just kind of do that. And because this is the loose part of the watercolor that I think we should just try our best to enjoy. And there's a hair right there from this brush. And this is how I pick it up and then I wipe it off. No problem, okay? Yeah, don't discriminate these brushes because, in the beginning, all brushes will shed a little bit. And so, it's okay. It's good, and because I think that the artists that make the brush have put enough glue in there, eventually they will stop shedding and they will be, they will be good brushes and be with you for 20 years or more, So I think these Chinese brush are very, very good. And the reason why I always do that is I don't really get that much. I'm an Amazon affiliate, but I don't really get that much money at all, a few cents if you buy one of these brush. And so I'm not trying to make money off of you guys at all, when I recommend. But the reason why I still recommend is because I really think that we didn't need to buy those really expensive Kolinsky sable. I have those, and so I wanted to use a little bit of prylene green. How's that over there? Because the prylene green is a little bit darker, and so it will, it will make the outline stand out a little bit more. And so this is fun, sometimes we ran out of time and I don't have time to do the background with you, but today it seems like it's going well, so I have some time to do the background. And so I love it. I love doing the background with you guys because that is one of the fun part of watercolor too, is the background. Okay, you see that I used that and to outline the head, and now the head is standing out better. Yes, and you guys pray for me that I don't get sick, that much anymore. And that I pray for myself, wow, Heavenly Father, why am I sick again, why am I so weak, where's my immunity, but I accept maybe just because I'm getting old. Okay, so I want the kind of another kind of leaf shape over here, okay? And so this is like coming together very, very well, right? So should we put some, let's put some yellow next to what I call the down feather, okay? The down feather, so you can see the down feather better. And we can't just have the yellow, let's put some sap green in it. It's so festive, Did you guys do all the thing? Oh yeah, it was the day after I went to the, what do you call that, the corn maze. And I thought, oh, maybe I touched the corn too much. I could have, because I was trying to get some for my granddaughter. And maybe I did that. Maybe I touched it too much. And the mold was getting to me. It could be. Anything could happen to me. I never know. Like I say, I told my husband one day I think I'm going to have a cold and then I die. Because I think my body will say, you're done. You have too many colds. I didn't know that there's so many colds in our environment that I can be sick so many times, right? Okay, now, the background is, maybe I put a little bit of green over here, okay? But it's almost like kind of done. It's almost like kind of done. What kind of English is that? Oh, well. And so I'm going to just, have the background here, but then I don't want it to be that. And so what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to use this very sharp brush, and I'm going to like put the feather, use the green, use prylene green, okay? And we can do that, okay, with the feather over here to bring back the shape of the bird, okay? So it's not so lost. See how pretty? And she suddenly come back. And then I soften this, I just bring that up as if it's some green color that is behind her. Isn't that fun? And then so she's more defined, okay? Now, what I'm going to do, we're not done. What we're going to do is like use a fine line, any fine line brush you have, okay? And we're going to put some branches. Because I was down at the university at BYU and then I saw some foliage against, I always like fall, you know, against aspen, okay? But then I saw some fall foliage against a very dark branch, and I thought it's very, very nice. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little bit of some branches, okay? That come out, okay? Now we want some lost line and some fine line. Don't connect them. It's not necessary to connect them. And you see, okay? The maple, you know, are darker, but then this tree down at BYU was even darker than that. Okay, and that's not enough for me, and so I'm gonna get some more, and then I'm going to make sure that the branch are strong, okay? And then you can see some line because this color against the fall, oh, it's just beautiful. And so I said, okay, I'm going to want some more of the burnt umber, that color, okay? And then I'm going to do this one like that. So the branches is like kind of go behind some leaf. Does that look like that? It went behind, so there's a leaf right here, and so the branch is going to come behind it and then come out this way, okay? Isn't that pretty? And that's what I do actually when I was first learning Chinese watercolor. I did a lot of branches. Sorry, my throat just wanted to cough. I'm very sorry. I promise you guys I'll try to get better, okay? And then I'm not sick so much that I can make more video, you know. But I'm going to try to beat it, trying to go around it as for now. But I really think that the honeysuckle is actually a very bitter, it's very, very bitter tea leaves. And I just did some more over there. Let's do some more, okay? Let's do some more. Let's do another branch like coming out of here. How's that? Yeah, because we have a little bit of time, and so I just wanted to do this with you. And so maybe I won't draw this and then out in the, you know, because this is just too complicated. I think you guys can just kind of follow what you see me do here. And then, or you can, you know, take a picture of some branches, and then it would not be on the line drawing, okay? Because I trust that you can do that. You can do that. And then, you know, because I have these black lines, so I need to strengthen the main branch just a little, okay? I strengthen. Oh, and I also said that let's get some sepia ink and strengthen her claw, okay? Just because, you know, just a little bit. You know, strengthen that just a little bit, so the bird just doesn't disappear in the bright fall color. Okay, that was all my first worry when I was designing this bird and practicing. And so my plan is we're gonna also do some aspen. No, not aspen, sorry, pine tree, okay? And if that come to pass, I haven't practiced on it yet. And if I practice and it worked, then, you know, and I can teach it, then we will do that, okay? I just have an image that I really wanted to do. Okay, I strengthen her feet a little bit. She is just a very, turning out to be a very, very nice birdie. Okay, so is that enough, or is that enough of branches? I think so. Okay, now, so I'm gonna stop, okay? So these are all the branches. Maybe, okay, maybe one more. Okay, let's get the black plus the burnt umber and do a little bit more over here, okay? Just a little bit. You can see how excited I am. You know, sometimes the background, you know, I find that, you know, it really is a lot more fun. Not a lot more fun, it's a little bit more fun than the thing itself. But, you know, we only can do a little bit because these are very fine line, and I don't want to take away from the birdie, right? And so sometimes what we can do is we can just come here and smudge it out a little bit, so the line are not as fine, okay? We can just smudge it out a little bit. You know, sometimes I wonder about myself, you know, if I get sick so easy. I thought during COVID I would just die. I'll just get it, but I got it and I didn't die. It took me about 2 weeks to get over it, and that was okay though. It wasn't really too bad. Probably should be grateful for the vaccine, right? Okay. All right, and smudge that out a little bit. Now, what I'm going to do is the last part, okay? We cannot forget that. And we're going to use a brush that we don't care that much, an old brush, okay? And then we're going to dab the white color onto the, because that's the characteristic. This bottle is old, and so sometimes I had to. Better don't drop on my beautiful bird, huh? Let's what I'm going to do is like, okay, let me make sure that you can see it. Dip the color from the tube, right from the tube, okay? And then what we're gonna do is just dab the white color right there, because that's the character of a ring, and we can't not address that, okay? But I don't want to, yeah, we are not going to line every single one up because that would be too busy, right? And so just some here and there, okay? Some here and there. And if it is, you know, you can lay it on thicker because you're going against some really dark stuff here. And so, all right. And I think that is enough for that, for the tail area. Oh, I hope that was in the frame that you can see. Okay, and let's dab a little bit more, okay? And then we're gonna see there's some white that I have reserved earlier, and so we can just come down here and do some white. Okay. Isn't that fun? Yeah, we can reserve white over there. That's why I did that, to show you. But sometimes with the bird that has a lot more white, then it's hard. Okay, and then we can dab some right next to the black. Okay, and that's it, because with your eye will fill out the rest, okay? And it will say, oh, there's some white over here, some white over there. So we don't need to. We don't need to. And so we can also dab some on the highlight of the eye, okay? Sometimes we can do that just to bring out the eye color a little bit more. We can use white like that. At least in my book we can, because I'm not like saying that, oh, you can't use white and watercolor. That's not me. I just need to accomplish what I need to accomplish. So that's what I do. Just like what I showed you last time, when we use, you know, we can actually, okay, we can just have fun, and I'll show you, okay? This is actually my daughter's Crayola when she was young, the silly scent, okay? And so when you say, oh, you know, I'm missing the white, the yellow over here. I want this to be a little more yellow. Now when the painting has to be dry, okay? I want that to be a little more yellow. I know that some watercolorists actually will do that. You can actually use this, and you know, I'm gonna just you know, but you know, probably should use better better color pencil. But I reached for it because I was playing with my granddaughter, you know, was teaching her how to draw, and she squealed if you would draw her like a turtle. That's what her daddy, you know, draw for her, right? And a little bit brighter over here, you can do that. Just brighten things up just a little bit. Brighten things up just a little bit, okay? And that's it. Hey, and so we will, let me shrink this down a little bit. Okay, and you see the whole painting at the introduction, okay? I think I have, oh, you know, remember I told you that we want a little bit of shadow underneath the foot, and if I don't remember, then you guys remember to do it. Let's get some paint spray, okay? And put some shadow over here. And when you put shadow down, it just bring out the bird, you know. You can just, you know, see the, you know, accentuate the claw a lot. Oh, I'm so glad that I can do this 1 hour without coughing a lot. Just a little bit here and there. And I'm very grateful for all of your support. I just love you guys. And I will try to make as many paintings so I won't delay things, okay? And at least that's my goal. And we'll see how this goes. And so you guys try this out. And just take your time, you know, pause it if you need it to, and just take your time, and it will be fun. And I will shrink it. I mean, I will zoom out at our introduction even, okay? A little bit more. And anyway, thank you very much. Love you guys. Continue to paint because we're learning all these technique. And the more you do it, the better you will get. I promise. And I will see you in the next painting. Love you all. Bye-bye.